Hi everybody, Maneesh Konkar here, and I welcome you into this awesome FMCG marketing online course. Let me give you a background. I head Direction One. We are a corporate training organization. We create e-learning content. We also do digital marketing, and we're also a digital agency. I started my career in FMCG, and it's been one of the finest experiences that I've got in my life. From campus, I got a job in ITC, and I spent the first 2 years over there. And a large part of what you're seeing in this course is actually based on some awesome experiences that we had over there. Based on the grounding that I received in ITC, I went on to do corporate training for companies like Godrej Consumer Products, Cargill, Godrej Tyson, Hershey's, and a lot of work with VLCC. Over the course of the last many years, we've worked with multiple organizations, and we've done work as a sales academy level. And this is the second out of a series of programs that we are doing. You should have gone through the free FMCG course, which is a short course which kind of sets the context. And this is a very, very intensive course for everybody who is going to be joining at an individual contributor or an entry level, okay, in an FMCG company. Those of you who are going to join as management trainees from tier 1 institutes also will find this course useful, because you're going to be managing all of this infrastructure. You won't be doing it yourself. So that's the idea. All right. So setting a context, as for those of you who are from tier 2, tier 3 institutes, you will join at a sales executive level. Management trainees from tier 1 institutes will join at an area manager management trainee level. At a management trainee, area sales manager will spend about a year going through various parts of the organization, and then will be managing a team of about 6 to 8 sales executives. Okay. This whole course gives you a guideline on how that entire system works. All right. So let me begin. Okay. So you might see, we keep tweaking the landing pages, and we keep modifying it. So you might see a little different thing. So these are the companies that we worked with. We've been corporate trainers. We've done work in building construction, Asian Paints, Legrand, Godrej, Hindustan Lever, Bajaj, Tata Motors. Okay, these are the various organizations that we worked with. And so let me explain to you what all is going to happen. So first point we are going to talk about is that there are different different sales and marketing roles in companies, and it depends on the selling situation. So the selling situation can be direct or indirect. Indirect means that I am selling through a intermediary. Direct means that I am selling directly to the consumer. So Infosys selling to ICICI Bank is a direct B2B. There is a B2C structure, which is general trade and modern trade. So Hindustan Lever selling to you and I via a Roman general store, a Chandan supermarket is B2C, and that's general trade. Modern trade is, let's say, you and I buying from a Spencer's or a Reliance Retail. That's modern trade. So there are 5 different types of marketing roles depending on the 5 situations. We spend a little time understanding all that. Then we spend a little time understanding how your career path in FMCG sales and marketing looks like. If you go around with this thought process that you only want to do marketing, you don't want to do sales, you will not even get shortlisted for any marketing role, okay? Because it just doesn't work like that. So we look at the career path. Where do you start off with? Which location are you likely to start off with? And how do you move across the next 15, 20 years across the hierarchy? That's the why. We've also got industry insights at regular intervals. Shwetank is the head of consumer insights and media at Bisleri. We've got a short input from him. The next stage we look at is the various elements of a distribution channel. So we start with, the company selling to a distributor is called primary sales. Distributor selling to the market is called secondary sales. So distributor selling to wholesalers and retailers. Wholesalers also sell to retailers, and we buying from a retailer is called offtake. How do you measure? This is called a supply chain. How do you measure the efficiency of a supply chain? Okay? How does it actually work? And so if I were to, let's say, launch a particular product today, to make it in a factory on day 1, when is the earliest that it will reach a retailer? Product has to be fresh, product has to be sold at the right price. That's what the entire sales and marketing distribution infrastructure has to ensure. So how efficient is your supply chain? By the way, we've got modules on all these videos are in English and Hindi both. So and we keep tweaking them. So you'll see some flux happening in the modules throughout. Please bear with us. We are doing it because every corporate experience that we get, I mean, every month we are working with about 4 or 5 companies, and in all those companies, we keep improving our modules that we are delivering to the sales team, and all those learnings come into these modules, right? So just give us that opportunity to improve the modules. Then we look at what exactly is a CNF agent supposed to do, what exactly is a distributor supposed to do, why do I need a wholesaler? Okay, why don't I just directly service 10 million outlets? Okay, is it really possible? And okay, and how exactly do retailers work? That's the point. All right. The next thing we look at is channel productivity. There are various measures that we use to measure channel productivity. So we are talking about sales per employee. We're talking about market coverage. We're talking about outlet coverage, numeric distribution, same as outlet coverage, weighted distribution. We talk about bill value, lines per call, TLST, total lines sold per day. You go with these kind of inputs into an FMCG interview, you will dazzle the panel. Okay, that's the idea. Very few people understand these things, which is exactly what makes FMCG such an awesome industry to join. Because no other industry is so complex. I mean, in Europe, it's only modern trade, and there are hardly any mom and pop outlets. So if you talk to 12 purchase managers in Europe, you basically covered the entire market. Okay. So in FMCG, however, you got 10 million retail outlets, and in India, we are a culture where every 100 kilometers there is a new sales pattern, a new language, new local area understanding, which is what is required. So this is how it works. We talk about, therefore, after understanding all of these terms, what exactly is your role in as an FMCG, as a star FMCG channel manager? By the way, we're talking FMCG throughout, but all of this is applicable in building construction. It's applicable in I mean, a lot of D2C brands like a boat, a mobile phone industry are now coming, and and they're also retailing, of course, offline. So this works in Asian Paints. This will work in Kajaria Tiles, Johnson Tiles. This will work in Everest Roofing Products. This will work in Syntex, Syntex tanks. Okay, this will work in food supplies like a Haldiram. All the underlying concepts remain the same, which is why you find so many people from FMCG go on to do some fantastic roles outside of FMCG also, because the basic understanding, the basic data orientation is so strong. Okay, we've got a couple of practice assignments that we guide you through into the program on how you can build your resume. Even if you're in manufacturing or not in FMCG right now, how do you go around converting and building a profile for FMCG? So that's what we've got in our practice assignments. So that's how we do this. And we've done some Q&As in the past, some live sessions. We've got some recordings of those. You can race through them. Then having understood how a profile, how a system works, what is to be measured, the daily job is to, as a management trainee, as an area sales manager, you will have 6 to 8 sales executives with you. The job of an area sales manager is to drive performance in an area. An area could be a city like a Mumbai, Pune. It could be a state like a Gujarat, rest of Maharashtra. So Pune will have an area manager. Rest of Maharashtra will have another area manager. Of course, this depends on the size of the business. Now, how do you work? So you don't actually sell yourself. You're supposed to work with the team that actually does the selling. Who does the actual selling? The distributor sales rep, the DSR, does the actual sales selling. Our role as management trainees, as MBAs, as managers, is to guide those people, make sure that they are selling the right products, make sure that they are placing the right quantity at the right time, make sure the fundamental discipline of a distribution system is followed. So what do we talk about? We've got a competency called growth, which stands for GROWTH, six different things. And how does one review the right sales and processes? What is the preparation at the stockist point? Every day the DSR has to cover between 30 to 45 outlets. He starts with preparation at the outlet. He follows a beat plan. A beat plan is a sequential listing of outlets. This is where he goes first. This is where he goes second. This is where he goes third. There's a science to designing that beat plan. Beat plans across various days translate into something called a permanent journey plan. So a PJP is something which you make for a month. How is the DSR going to behave and in his PJP? How is the TSI, who is managing multiple TSRs, multiple distributors, how is he going to allocate his time across this thing? That's his PJP. How's the area manager who's handling 6 to 8 TSIs? How are those guys going to operate? All this is beat planning, sequential visit, power of one. What do you do at each sales outlet? We have a 7-step process called the success sales call. SUCCES. Start from the outside of the shop, understand the mood of the retailer, create demand, all of those. So see, all of these letters stand for something. All of those points are mentioned here. Very powerful videos, very detailed videos, and you'll get a lot of inputs on this. And how do I go about now? The job is not merely placing stock at the retail outlet. It is also to ensure offtake, and therefore comes this role of merchandising. So how should my products be displayed? There's something called a planogram. We look at what that is. So how do I go around creating demand at the local level? Your job is not just to place the product over there, it's also to do merchandising at the local outlet. We look at some best practices on how to do that. And there's always a pricing problem. Okay, this is something unique to FMCG. You launch a product in Indore, literally 2 days later, you will find it in Mumbai, and it will be undercutting. So why does this happen? I sell to the distributor at 100 rupees. The distributor sells it to the market at 105. The market, which is wholesalers, now the distributor is supposed to sell it to the trade at 105, but then he sells to the wholesale at 102. Now 102 to 105 is the difference, and the wholesaler plays with that. So the same product is available to the retailer at let's say 105, but the wholesaler is giving the same product at 104. Where should the retailer buy from? This is called undercutting in the market. We look at why it happens. We look at what you can do as a manager. It's one of the biggest challenges that you face, and undercutting just doesn't happen from in the same city. It's like a Pune guy will be dumping stocks in Mumbai, the Mumbai guy will be dumping stocks in Pune, and both will be dumping stocks on Aurangabad. Okay, that's the idea. Products move all across the country, and with GST, I mean, the barriers are actually lower. So we look at how exactly this whole market pricing happens, why undercutting happens. We look at the front line, and then we get into what exactly are our roles. How do you define a market strategy, and a little bit of input on the structure of the FMCG industry. Now, having said that, the last part of the program is about how do you build your biodata. If you're an experienced manager trying to shift into this industry, you'll find the project ideas awesome. And the idea would be to work with 50 retailers in your local market. We guide you how you should do that, what should be there in your report, and all of this goes into your resume. All right, so that's the idea. We activate your certificate as soon as you've done through the course. Just write into us at the support ID. All those details are mentioned. And yes, the next course after this is the trade marketing and distributor management course, where we take you into even more depth on this. All right, so all the best. I will see you on the other side. And this is Maneesh Konkar signing off. Thank you.